2014 Mercedes Benz 250 CLA brake job. From the looks of it, just like any old brake jobs. Okay, we're going to replace the rotor and we're going to replace the pads. Alright, that's good. Okay, 17mm for the lug nuts. Here we go. Again, we're also going to replace those sway bar links, because as you can see, not much left out of that. So, like I said, just like any old brake jobs, nothing to it, you know. Alright, that is what it is. Some Torx bit, look, just to remove that, nothing special. 13mm on a caliper. Spinning, you're gonna get a 17mm. Okay, remove those two, put them somewhere safe, unplug the connector, go into the brake wear indicator, sensor, whatever. That's about it. Now the caliper comes off, set it to the side, sharp, pretty snug on both sides. And make sure you get some new sensors, because sometimes you go trying to remove them, they will just disintegrate. So just have them in hand. Alright, so we got that. There's going to be some Torx in the back because they want to be fancy, but we don't care about that. We can use some regular sockets. 14mm. What I told you, no damage. With this on top here. Alright, remove the other 14. It's not 14, but 14 works. Alright, set them to the side there. Now, we got to remove this big boy. Now we need a Torx, no matter what. Let me go get it. That's going to be a T30. Alright, hopefully yours comes off just as easily. Don't have to deal with the rust. Alright, so that's that. So it comes off. Dunsky. Now let's go look at our new parts. From FCP Euro. Actually, I'm not done. I gotta remove the sway bar link. But let's just see what we got as far as parts. Yeah. We got what looks like some brake pads here, I believe. Yes, good quality stuff. We got the two sway bars. I think they are the same part number for both sides, I believe. So no others there. And then we got the brake sensor, of course, right there. Let me put that over here. And now, big rotors on the other box. Put the box side there. One hand. It's going to be the rotors. Match them up. Looks identical to me, size wise, it's good. Alright, let's go trying to remove the sway bar link. We may have to use something to kind of hold it, but at this point, we're going to try to go in without it and see if it'll happen. Sometimes it does happen. Alright, so that sway bar looks like, I'm not sure, is it a 17? Probably so. Oh, I lied. A little bit bigger than that. Maybe 19 or 18. 18? 18 it is. Let's see if I will be able to release that. I can't. Guess what that means? I'm going to have to hold it here and I'm going to have to ratchet it out, which sucks. Alright, I'll be back. There you go, the setup. I got the 18mm on the nut. I got an 8mm on the stud. And I'm going to actually tighten the stud to loosen the nut, right? You know the drill. Alright. Make sure you set on tighten. That's about it. A little bit more fiddling. God damn it. Alright, so we got one out. For some reason the suspension is kind of going down as a result. Not getting that, but we're not worried about it. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but on the other side we can't get an impact there, so I'm going to have to do it the old school style, ratcheting it out all the way out. Alright guys, I'll be back. Right, so I removed the sway bar on both sides, but it cannot come out because I have to jack it up a little bit. Relieve some of the tension off of it. Just a little bit more. Or maybe get a hammer. Hammer it out because that joint looks really sketchy. Sorry about the lighting. Alright, let's get a small hammer. I'll hammer it out. Let me just try to jack it up some more. At the bottom, it looks like it's coming off now. Alright, there you go. Yeah, that was bad. That was quite sloppy there. Let's get the new one. Again, I don't think it's side specific. Stop this. Ah, that's right. Carnage. Destruction. War. Sorry. Alright. Let's put one on there. And the other one, I believe I gotta go down some, I believe. The best thing to do on this sway bar link job, to be honest, is to jack up both sides of the car at the same time and remove and move more side. It makes it a lot easier to deal with. Just FYI. Alright, I'm going to jack up this side again until I have enough to put the sway bar in. I might have to use my other hand, guys, to line this up properly. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, jacked it up. Now it's there. Alright. Cool. Now it's a matter of tightening it up. Looks like this is going to be a looks like a E10 or E8 on this side right here. So yeah, I'm trying to do it without it, but if it spins, then I have to go and get an E10 or E8. In similar fashion, we got that E10. Instead of now tightening, you're gonna loosen in order to tighten it. All right, make sure you flush. All right, let's go. 2 hands are needed, guys. I gotta maintain the wrench on. Sway bar is in. We're gonna clean the face of the hub here. Okay, get yourself a bristle brush, and yeah. Okay, let me change brushes. All right, we'll try this one. Looks a lot better to me. We're gonna use the same thing on the brake caliper carrier. All right, guys, right there. Same thing inside. You don't have to breathe this stuff. Alright, cool. Let's go get some grease and grease up the pins, and then we'll get ready to put back together. Alright. Touch the brake clean. Not essential, but why not? Let that dry up. I'm gonna use some of that. Alright. Just put a slight bit of grease around there. Not an essential step. Again, in Texas, we don't have this issue, so whatever. Right, put the hub on. I'm gonna use my 2 hands, guys. Sorry. Cool. You can put some grease on this screw, this holding screw, if you want to. If you live in the Rust Belt. Quite frankly, in Texas, I don't think we need that at all, so optional step for me. Cool. Now, put the caliper bracket back on. You can do like Eric O, where he would just use the he would put the pads in the caliper carrier before he puts it in. You can do that if you want. But it's a personal preference issue there, quite frankly. Where's my other bolts? One of the problems of working on the ground is this, trying to find your stuff around, because you're probably sitting on it or already covered it up with something else. So I was running into that problem. All right, cool. Let's get our 14mm and run these bolts back in. All right. Make sure you're trying to tighten them evenly. Make sure they all snug first. All right, now that both of them are snug, you just tighten them up. Cover your ears. All right, come on out. 14mm, don't forget that. Now, I did not see no hardware here, right? I'm not sure why, but no hardware on the brakes. Unless these come with hardware, we're gonna have to put them back the way they were. And I don't see no hardware. So, very important that you do not remove the sensor from the pad that you took it from. There's a reason for that. Sometimes the pads are not the same on both sides. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So, just verify that you don't see anything kind of unusual with this pad versus the other one. So, I'm gonna line it up here. And I'm going to take what it is, and I'm going to look at both of these. Make sure everything is completely identical. I don't see anything funky about none of this stuff. So when I go to put it back, I don't have no issue. From the looks of it, it looks the same to me. Okay, so I'm going to open up the package and get the sensor. Right there's the sensor. Let me get my opening device here. Yeah, that's some butchery going on here. I swear to God. Alright, cool. So, we got our sensor right there. Let's look at the orientation of the sensor. Right? Just like that. And this one goes in the hole. Alright. Focus is hard because lighting is poor, but that's about it. Let me see what I can do with the focus. Right. Okay. Alright. So this one goes in on the inside. Alright. All the way flush. Make sure this is pointing out here because when you're going to put the caliper on top. Alright. Let's get now the next one. Alright, now we'll take out caliper, swing it back, making sure we don't get our brake. There you go. One hand. Alright guys, one hand. You gotta respect that. Let's get our caliper bolts. Right there. If you want to put some blue Loctite, it's up to you. Some manufacturers actually do that, so. Alright. All of that for your viewing pleasure, YouTube. Oh boy. Alright, so guess what? This entire job with filming, 20 minutes. So you can definitely do it. Alright? You don't have to take it to the mechanic. Get yourself some basic hand tools and do this yourself. Now this one, I'm going to say it goes in like this. Like this. I don't think the orientation like this way or the other way matters. Either way it's going to go in. Alright, there you go. So pretty much I'm going to snug these two bolts and put the wheel back, and we're done on this side. We'll be moving on to the next side. So this is the gist of the two jobs: how to replace your sway bar links and your brake pads and rotors on a 2014 CLA250. Nothing to it, just like any old brake job. Signing off.